Probably best to close your eyes. Yeah, and just relax, bro. I'll do the same. I'll do the same, bro. So let's just come into the moment together, brother, which actually means we're not doing anything. We're just here, present, alive, we're life itself. There's no need for me or you in this moment. And just relax into it, bro, and allow yourself to be an expression of the one, as am I. There's no division at all as we're here. And we'll just gradually go deeper and deeper into that stillness, brother, and it'll allow us to observe more and more at that deeper subconscious and unconscious levels, whatever might arise or might not arise. And as we're in the present moment, can be aware of our breath. We don't need to control it. We don't need to force it. Just be aware as your breath comes inwards, chest rises, your belly goes down, and as your chest flows and your breath flows out. So in through the nose, and you can feel the air flow in. Feel your body expand down into the belly, and then as you breathe out through the mouth. And as we give a little bit more attention to the breath, you'll notice that it will naturally slow down effortlessly. Just a little slight shift there as your body, spirit, and mind relax. So we're just going to notice a breath or two here. So breathe in through the nose, and very naturally come to a natural stop, and then breathe out. And natural stop, and in. And out. In. And out. We become more and more in tune with the present moment. You'll notice any thoughts that arise. Notice any thoughts that have maybe been coming up recently, any projections, anything that maybe you might have stored a little bit deeper that at the time you couldn't quite, perhaps you couldn't quite fully express and be aware of that emotional energy. It might have been a bit too much. And the body and psyche to keep itself safe can store it. We come to a point where we want to go back into it and allow that expression of anything, that any energy form that might be trapped, or it might be stuck within the energy field. So notice your body, which includes the breath and the flow of the breath. Notice any emotional energy, or there's any thoughts arise, and just allow them to come and go. If there's any fear of going deeper in the present moment, just notice it. It's okay. You're not the fear, you're not the emotion, you're not the thought. as I said, we're an expression of the oneness, the formless. So as you're aware of the body, just be aware of your feet on the ground and the toes. Move your toes slightly. Feel the aliveness underneath your feet. Some quite a subtle chakras there. And come up through your shins, the quads. Feel the energy there, your shins, hamstrings and thighs. And you'll notice you can start to feel your whole leg, both legs, and then glutes come through to the lower ab, and then slowly up through the abdominals, and then also the lower back, up the middle of the spine to the traps, then back down through the deltoids, biceps, triceps, wrists. And I just want you to bring your hands away from your body, facing the sky. Again, you'll notice a more subtle tingly energy here in the hands, perhaps. You can move your fingers around. You can really start to sense the lightness, the stillness, the essence, and that is the essence that we both are an expression of. And when we're in the place of this essence, then there's nothing has power over you, your energy, your essence, the wairua mana there, the tapu space. Whether that's your deepest fear, your deepest trauma, your deepest childhood repressed memory, recent experiences, emotional blockages, it can all just dissolve. It might come up and dissolve, it might not. That's fine. And just lower your hands. We're going to bring our attention up through the neck, over the head, through in between your eyes. Again, you can notice strong energy center here. Through the face, the lips, sensitive. Back through the throat here, another energy center. Down the center of the body. And just relax your hands, and we're just going to stay here for a bit. Now you can sense your entire inner body at once. You can notice your breath. Notice any thoughts, emotions, senses. And allow the moment to be as it is. So allow the energy to flow through your body freely. And if there's any traps or any blockages, thoughts, it'll allow to bring your energy field to natural order through its own intelligence. Om. Now I want you to I want you to dive a little bit deeper, brother, now that we have the presence there. Go deeper into whatever's been on your mind the most recently, or whatever you've been trying to avoid the most. Go back to that moment. You're sitting there in that moment again. You're back in the past and you're in that situation. You look around the room. The pain's there. And just allow yourself to heal, man. Allow yourself to face that which maybe you couldn't at that point. Live that minute, bro, and just go straight into it and feel it, hear it, see the detail, the environment, the space, the colors, what you're wearing, the sounds, and stay there, bro. And stay there, but this time you stay there in your mana and power. All right, brother, we could just come back to it, man. Slowly, as you're ready, bro. All good, bro? Sorry, man, I didn't mean to laugh.
No, I got you, bro. No, that's good. Thank you.
How's that, man? All good?
Good, bro.
Reverse visualization.
Reverse, yeah. Oh man, I love that. I've never done that in the meditation before. And go back to the moment and said, like, step into your mana in that moment. Oh man,
Took you there, right? And almost energy-wise.
yeah,
But you see how you need a level of, you sort of, the presence, if that presence allows, which I talk about a lot with my coaching, the presence allows more powerful manifesting, visualizing aura. The other way, the transmutation or going into the subconscious, unconscious. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the formless. So if that's shining, bro, then a whole new dimensions and a whole new world universe, bro, starts to, that reality is, you know, it's not just a story, man. It's a, you know what I mean? And then that's the, as light shines through, man, then that's the transmutation where, in that realization, man, in that moment, there's an insight that you're not any tiny fragment of past doesn't exist, and any projection to the future doesn't exist, and it just dissipates, bro. well, it can dissipate. You just sort of, you don't know, man. It's spontaneous, bro. You know, it's just sort of, it's like how that people talk about alchemy, man. Like talking, so alchemy, like turning, like you know, changing chemical states. I don't know what into chemistry, something like turning water into fire,
Yeah.
something like that. Same thing,
No,
man.
I got.
You transmuting energy.
No, I got you, bro. Like every time, like man, I store. I know that's why I ruptured my Achilles on the left side. Like for one reason or another, I store a lot of the stress in my lower left side of my back. Um, but I can physically feel it like in that meditation. Like I can physically feel like what you were saying, bro. Like
Did that part of your body start trying to resist type of thing? Because that's usually what happens. The blockages start to unblock.
yep. And I could feel my mind like becoming more like present and aware and uh like you said, it's not like trying, it's there and it's not ours and it's I don't know what the word to use to describe it. It's just let it be and let it flow is maybe the best way that I could describe it. Um that initial sort of resistance, but I can try and feel that tension just release in my lower back and as you're saying, like you realize like whatever energy is trapped and stored there, and like letting the what did you said something along like the lines of like the divine intelligence that knows how to do it. We don't have to try to control it. Like let it do its thing.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, bro,
right,
100%.
man,
100%. You hit the nail on the head, man. The divine intelligence, the intelligence of that is infinitely more than you could ever, the mind can ever, you know what I mean? So you just got to let it operate, bro. Allow it, yeah.
for real, man. That was whew, right, man. Oh, but that really helped. Oh man,
It's all good, brother. It's cool, man. You can, you know, it's all good, bro. Sort of, you don't need words a lot of the time, man. Especially, you know, in the world of in the stillness, they start to not be able to, you know, they just don't have much chance of describe. You know what I mean? The description doesn't do much justice, man. You know.
yeah, exactly. And I couldn't think my way like through everything that you're saying and like just naturally like unfolded there and it's just yeah it's just
Were you sort of? Would you say that you were sort of just kind of the awareness, and there's just this unfolding of like whatever. I mean, you were kind of watching and had like you know people talk about flow as you're like a third person.
yeah
It's almost
yeah
like you're watching a movie type thing. Yeah.
yeah it's like watching the movie of your own life, bro. And as you're saying, like I can't remember exactly what you said, like going back to like whatever moments, and there's a few key moments that just came out of my head and um sort of go back to and you realize like he's trapped or holding on to something, that in that moment. Um, bro, so from like, I don't know, like I'll give you the example of like exactly where my mind went. Like the last conversation that I had with my old man was when I made the Scotland squad. Like for the first time when it came out. in the newspaper in Fiji. Like growing up with dad, like all my life, like I used to give me hidings, and he never wanted me to play sport like on the weekends. He never supported us growing up, and I was angry at him, man. Like walking, like don't call me now, man. Like, he never supported me, man. Like all the way. That's the last conversation I had with you. Uh, and you, like you said, go back and step into your mana. Like the first thing that uh, I just said, love you, dad. Like, and I know that he knows that as well. And it's just like conversations that we couldn't have at the time. And it's just like, no, man, in some way, like, that's exactly what I could feel all that stress and tension in my back just released. Like, I was like trapped in that moment, holding that, like, without realizing. And that's why, like, as you said earlier, like, just couldn't have the words to describe that. Man. It's
Because
different, man.
yeah, what usually happens with blockages like that is we're not conscious of it. So the thoughts come up and the energy is kind of kept alive and it flows into to your thinking, but you're not really aware of it. And then you just sort of, the energy kind of has a grip on you. And you know what I mean? It has sort of takes your attention and lowers your vibrations and emotional. So
Yo.
as soon as you can, as soon as you, yeah, man, as soon as you build it, the presence grows, then all of a sudden that which you know that deeper down subconscious, then when that awareness comes to it, bro, you never. That's when the order, the intelligence or of your being can, yeah, man, bring order back. It just makes sense, bro. It brings order to the energy field, so energy flows freely. So you're one with the Tao, and you're one with you're one with the consciousness, and one, you know what I mean. And then from there, bro, as an athlete, that's flow, right? That's tuning into flow, and that's so there's a direct link, man, to flow, well-being, performance, but it's just, yeah, the Western world models are just so, you know, you got to look at the Eastern, Polynesian, Maori, because this is normal in their societies and cultures now. If you go back a while, now it's a bit harder to, not as normal, mate, with all the challenges that. So yeah, brother. Oh, man, bro. Man, I can sense, bro, and maybe you can too. I can sense the presence. So it's just sort of, and I can sense the deeper and deeper and deeper, which I know that it's a oneness. Then it's not just me. So I know that I kind of know intuitively where you are, and where there's points where it's like, well, let's stay in this, and then okay, it's here, and that presence is there. And then it's like, and that's why at that point, bro, I was like, all right, let's go into it, because there was sort of it's like you know what I mean, that awareness was built to a level where, so that's something you can do, man, bro, is sort of yourself, bro, is the more you can do that, the more you can do that in your own meditations, bro. Just be still and bring that awareness to yourself, and then what you'll notice is the same thing spontaneously, bro. Like whether there's a blockage or an emotion, it's a bit of a journey sometimes, but ultimately you're cleansing that energy and transmuting it to you transmute it to light, man. You transmute it to presence. And then as that shines through, bro, then your well-being flow, that the capacity for that is just way higher. And then that's the conscious growth, bro. Yeah. Awesome, brother. That's me, man, bro. It's good, bro. I feel a bit I still feel a bit of
in that higher state, bro. Just because of uh, sitting in that the energy there, stay with you, man.